फिटनेस तो ऑटोमेटिकली होगा, तो तुम ये 5 मिनट काम को ये कर अगर एक और नहीं करो। मैं यहाँ से यूज करूँ उसके बाद
नमस्कार सर।
हाँ जी, गुड आफ्टरनून।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर। नमस्ते सर।
should we start, sir?
Yes sir, participants have joined already. We can start sir.
Good afternoon to everyone. Participants, I am audible.
Yes sir, you are perfectly audible.
Okay, fine. So, dear participants, okay. Okay, so good afternoon to all the participants. Being a coordinator of this FDP program on advanced programming in Python, I warmly welcome all the dignitaries, resource persons, and participants. It is our great pleasure to organize this FDP on the advanced programming in Python, which is going to be provide a good opportunity to all of us to explore our skills and find out what are the different latest applications of Python which we can able to use it. So I with us we have the coordinator of EICT Academy, MNIT Jaipur, and with us we have head of the department, Dr. Mustaq Ahmad from Computer Science and Engineering Department of MNIT Jaipur, and also we have one of the wonderful speaker, Dr. Nikunj Haili Ramani, who is from NSIT IFSCS Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He is also going to take few of the session. So to proceed this further, this inaugural session of the FBP, I request Dr. Satyasai Jagannath Nanda from Electronics and Communication Engineering Department. So being a coordinator, he should going to be brief you about the EICT Academy and about this FDP. Sir, please.
Thank you, Tyagi sir, for giving me the opportunity to interact with the participants. The Electronics and ICT Academy is a prominent government support initiative established by Ministry of Electronics and IT, METI, Government of India. In its first phase program that started in the year 2015 and continued till 2023, in which the academy has already trained around 14,500 faculty member and research scholar all across our country. This setup was established in the 7 premier academic institutes such as IIT Guwahati, IIT Kanpur, IIT Roorkee, NIT Warangal, NIT Patna, IITM DM Jabalpur, and our institute MNIT Jaipur. Now in the second phase of this particular Electronics and ICT Academy program started in 2024. In this portion, the ministry has included 14 organizations and our MNIT is one among them, which includes 3 IITs, 3 NITs, 1 IIIT, 3 CDAC and 3 NELIT Center. The objective for MNIT Jaipur is to train approximately 15,000 faculty members in the niche area of electronics, communication, IT, computer and computing in the next 5 years. So the objective is to conduct specialized FDPs in the purview of Make in India, Digital India programs to promote synergy and collaboration with industry, academia, universities and other institutions of learning to support National Policy on Electronics 2019, which tells about the programs for semiconductors, India AI, National Program on AI, System to Chip, Electronics Manufacturing, and many more niche areas of electronics and IT programs. To promote standardization of FDPs through joint faculty development programs among the various higher technical institutions. To support the vision of National Education Policy NEP 2020, which mandates about 50 hours of professional training per faculty member per year. And with these particular objectives of Electronics and ICT Academy, we have trained almost 4,000 participants in the first year, that is 2024 to 25. I am thankful to the support offered by the chairman of Electronics and ICT Academy and director of our institute, Professor N.P. Padhi, sir, and the chief investigator of Electronics and ICT Academy, Professor Binit Sahula, sir, and co-chief investigator, Professor Love Bhargav, sir, Professor Emmanuel Pili, and Professor Ravi Madilashar. This particular program, the coordinator, Dr. Tyagi, is based on advanced programming in Python, which has started from today, and it will be running up to 29th August. I can observe that many of the eminent faculty members from other NIT, our MNIT, from IIT Ropar, and from other academia will be focusing on the advanced programming in Python, which is a essential skill for the upcoming students as well as researchers. So more details will be discussed by Dr. Dinesh in this regard. And I request Professor Mustaq Ahmed sir, he is present over here, the head of our computer science and engineering department. I request sir to address the audience. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Nanda.
Thank you,
It is
sir.
my great pleasure to be here with the participant and all those our members who are coordinating this program. And I welcome all those who have joined online this particular uh, program of this advanced Python. Apparently, this Python was initiated in the 2009, which I had conducted the workshop in MNIT way back. And now the progressive performance of this programming scripting language that has gone beyond that imaginations, and nowadays it has been overwhelmingly being accepted for the research work. And as it has been stated that around 120 participants that have been enrolled in this very program, it is a very good number. And I assure that having this knowledge or that shall be imparted in this very faculty development program, the students, research scholars, and the faculty, that would be very good, useful for writing the scripting language. I use this for my research work way back in 2010, and having that scripting part which lead to me a very uh, helpful in order to make that the amount of the efforts which I used to make for the for days that has been comprised and summarized within the simple script which has to give me the output in the uh, 12 or 14 hours. So that was my key research part which I had done. And this is a very good tool which is nowadays as emerged as a important tool, and everyone who is working in the research area, they should have the knowledge of the Python programming and writing and script using the Python programs. And dozens of such type of the courses, the Professor Nanda has stated that in the EICT, that is imparting its best efforts to provide the knowledge base to all those faculty and the research scholars studying in the various NIT, IIT, and other uh, institute of repute. They would be having a very good enhanced hands-on exercise, which would be very much useful for them. So I once again welcome you all and appreciate and thanks to the coordinator of this program and the EICT organization of the MNIT and other institute who are making their maximum efforts to make such type of the program successful. So once again, welcome and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your briefing to
Thank
our
you, sir.
participants. And Dr. Nikunj, Sahil Ramani.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Welcome,
I
Dr.
welcome
Nikunj.
one of our wonderful speaker, Dr. Nikunj Sahil Ramani. He is from NSIT IFSCS Ahmedabad, and he has a great experience in Python programming and the advanced backend as well as the front end. So I request sir to brief our participant and motivate for their wider engagement throughout this 40 hours lecture session. Sir, over to you.
So, good afternoon, all of you, all the dignitaries, coordinators of EICT, the respective faculty members from the MNIT Jaipur, and all the participants, students, faculty members, researchers. I welcome you all in this FDP of 40 hours. I am very much happy that I am associated with this FDP as one of the speaker. And with the MNIT Jaipur, I have been associated since very much long with every FDP almost. So the main part which I like about this FDP is the schedule and the topics which are being designed, which starts from the basics. So no matter whether you belong to the computer science background, it is not mandatory, but it is it is for all the participants from the mixed hybrid categories who are belonging to the different fields. Secondly, is the most important part is the OOPS part, which is starting from the basic. The program will cover the basic part, and then we have the OOPS concept, which are very much important when you deploy the application live. So when we talk about today's end-to-end application development using AI is everywhere, which we already know. So in every aspects of the field, like when I was taking the sessions at DICT Gandhinagar few days back, the participants were from the mechanical background also, the students. They asked me, sir, how I can help, how I can get the help of this Python and AI from the how I can get into my field, like how you can solve the problem in your field. Can I generate the CAD designing using AI, using Python? So the answer was very much simple that yes, we have the AI which supports all these things. And for that, the Python OOPS concepts are very much important. So modular coding is one of the very much important aspect when we talk about the Python. And this FDP covers it fully when we talk about the deployment part. And machine learning, deep learning, all these are already there, exploratory data analysis. So yeah, you will get the hands-on experience with the advanced libraries like Streamlit, Pydantic, which are very much important in generative AI, agentic AI, capstone projects is being there. So I suggest all the participants that please do it hands-on with the speaker, whoever is the speaker, try to get your hand dirty simultaneously with the sessions and do it on the same day so that you can get the idea that how the hands-on practices are being there in the industry. As well as the thing is that we have this FDP is not for learning the Python syntax. This FDP is for learning how Python can be used in your field. So that's what I suggest to the participants, that please take a motivation kickstart from this FDP and deploy it at the end-to-end levels. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful motivation and encouraging the participant. That part, basically, they are going to be take away from this enriched FDP, which you have been together prepared well. The content was contributed by Dr. Nikunj, and he has been well designed and help us to design this kind of content, which are going to become much more useful for the participants. So, thank you, Dr. Nikunj.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I once again welcome all the participants and hope that this FDP are going to become a greatly enrich your academic, professional and research discourse and have a better learning experience. And we are also going to be feel that due to your gracious participation is going to be highly appreciated by MNIT Jaipur ERCT Academy because your participation is truly going to be add a value to this FDP. And I hope that this program, which was well designed, irrespective of what are the discipline of the participant, and it will able to provide a full informative, interactive, and beneficial content to everyone, and I encourage and request all the participants to actively engage into these sessions and try to take the best of use of this learning opportunity, which we are going to be succeed with the help of all of your cooperation. And I wish all the participants to be a happy, fruitful, and valuable learning. And before I should going to be take a break and start the session, I just want to brief a few things about this FDP. As Dr. Nikunj has been elaborated the different aspects which we are going to be cover during these 10 days, 40 hours content delivery. This is the brief highlight which are already shared with you all. This is going to show you that what are the different content which you are going to be discussed during the 10 days of course. Now you can see that starting from the fundamental Python to the advanced Python, where we are going to talk about the different kind of Python data structure, as well as different kind of modules, package, libraries, as well as the object-oriented programming concept. Along with that, how these learned Python concepts are going to be utilized for the data visualization in the data analytics. For that purpose, we are also going to be discuss about the different kind of libraries, advanced libraries, including the matplotlib, seaborn, as well as the numpy, which are going to be used along with the panda for doing the different kind of data analysis. And also one of the most popular advanced Python library framework, which is the Streamlit and the Pydantic, which are going to be used to build a interactive web application. And also we can able to do the data validation and doing some kind of parsing, which are generally used as a backend as well as a front end. That is also going to be covered. Along with that, we are going to take the various case studies where we are trying to do the exploratory data analysis by going to be look at different case studies which are going to give you a live demonstration and better understanding about the usefulness of this advanced Python programming skill. Also, we are going to be many courses you have been attended in the different FDBs where they are going to talk about the AI ML deep learning fundamentals. So here our focus under this AI concept is not about their focus will be not on the technical fundamentals of AI ML techniques. Along with that, we are trying to focus much more on how the Python can be used to program these AI ML related models. So we are trying to be express that how Python can be used to build the AI ML models. Along with that, nowadays ChatGPT is going to become one of the popular tools. So we will also going to be discuss about that how this chat GPT, or you can say the prompt engineering, are going to be used in the programming. Because if you are going to use the prompt engineering, how it will be helpful for doing the programming in the Python, and programming can be done in any of the domain, starting from the data analytics, AI ML, maybe it can be in the robotics, it can be in any other domain. So that we are going to be discuss, and along with that, obviously we are going to be talk about one of the Python based capstone project where we're going to be look about that how overall Python along with the AI techniques are going to be used, including the prompt engineering, to develop one of the wonderful projects which are going to keep you all the concept to be taken back along with you. So this is the overall brief about what we are going to be discuss about, and a few things we wanted to focus you that there should be 3 quiz assessment are going to be conducted. That is some tentative date was mentioned as 22nd August, 27th August, and 29 August. Based on the different sessions which are conducted, we are going to conduct one of the short quiz in the online mode, and you are requested to be attempt all the 3 quiz, and out of these 2 best quiz are going to be considered to create the assessment for your learning, and based on that we are going to be give you some kind of grading even in the certification you are going to receive. So here it is going to become a 40 hours intensive course curriculum. And after completing this course, we are going to be give you the certificate which are going to mention that how better grade you are getting into this particular uh, faculty development program, which are going to be may have to be excellent, good, bad, or maybe ABCD that can be as per the ERCT policy are going to be happen. So therefore, you are requested that everyone should attempt at least 2 quiz so that we are going to be obey the rule of the ERCT Academy. As well as attendance is also going to become mandatory for the ERCT. So you all are requested that you should going to be logging to the FDP sessions so that whatever the your participation is going to be happen, that should be automatically going to be logged into our FDP sessions, and that is going to be shared every day that how and who has been participated, how much duration they have been participated. So even though we know that you all are professional faculties and maybe research scholars, you might be do not have the time sometimes to be sit for all the 4 hour session. But if feasible, you should going to be keep yourself logged into this FDP session so that whenever you are free from your work, you can able to get the content which are going to be covered into this particular session. So this was wonderful that we have a huge participant who has been shown more than 120 participants, and still today many more participants has been just did the registration. And once again, I thank to the ERCT Academy, MNIT Jaipur for their continuous support in conducting this wonderful FDP. And once again, I thank all the participants. So we will take a 10-minute break and then we will start this
Also, I want to mention the effort put by Dr. Dinesh Kumar Tyagi sir in from the beginning for this particular FDP, starting from his. I hope I am audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Dr. Dinesh has worked very much hard to organize the particular this FDP into a shape, and he has brought such eminent experts in this particular field to deliver in this talk. So I am very much thankful to Dr. Dinesh Kumar Tyagi for his variable effort in organizing this particular FDP. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir, for your support. Okay, so thank you, participant. If you have any query, we will take 5 minutes. Any query if you have. Otherwise, after 10 minutes, we will start the session. After 10 minutes of break. Okay. So fine. So thank you. After 10 minutes, we will start this first session. Dear participant, now we have another one of the wonderful speaker. Due to some his pre-engagement, he is not able to join us timely. With us, we have the Dr. Maipal Jadeja from Computer Science and Engineering Department, MNIT Jaipur. So he is with us, and he is going to be take a few of the sessions on the generative AI, prompt engineering, as well as he is going to take some exploratory data analytics. So he is with us, and I request sir that he can able to just speak few words to our participants.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. So I welcome all the participants for this particular wonderful FDP, which is planned by Dr. Dinesh Kumar Tyagi. So what I would like to emphasize is on that even though we can see the schedule sir has already shared, and it seems that we will be able to cover this very smoothly. But from participant side, we expect that make sure that day to day you follow whatever resources we are sharing with you. You should practice on them. You should think by your own and make sure during the session you kind of interact with us. So then the speakers will be able to deliver even better. And that's it from my side. And other things, of course, will follow as it when session comes. We'll be able to discuss more. And you can, of course, revisit and check the recordings also if required. So those are my suggestions. Thank you. I again welcome you all for this wonderful app.
Okay, thank you, sir. So all the recorded sessions, slides, everything will be available on the uh, our platform, whose link has been already shared with you all. In case you have any doubt, any query, we have been created already one of the FDP WhatsApp group. You can feel free to write any your query there, and we are trying to be address all those concerns. Okay, thank you. So we are going to be once again meet after 10 minutes of break. Thank you all the participants. We'll meet again after 10 minutes. That's it. Now we are going to start the first session of this FDP. I am audible. Okay. Okay, hope this slides are also visible to you all. So before we should going to be start and discuss about the very fundamental concepts of Python, through which we can able to write a program of Python, very basic programs. I like to introduce that why we should going to be learn the Python. Okay. Even though as I told you that it is a multidisciplinary, this is not recording. So it is a Python can be used in the multiple discipline. Okay, so before going to be the fundamental basics of Python programming, I would like to discuss that why we all have to learn the Python. Okay. So as we all know that, camera Python is, as we know that everywhere we are going to use the Python. So this Python is going to become one of the most popular programming languages which are going to be used worldwide frequently. It have the powerful features, versatile, and it is going to become much more easy to learn. Even though anyone who does not have any exposure to any kind of programming languages, they can even learn much more easier way. So this Python, which is going to be one of the widely used popular programming languages in different domains, they are going to be used in various applications, including not only to the machine learning AI, which we are always aware that whenever we have to do the machine learning AI, we should always have to write our code into the Python, which is going to become one of the easiest way to achieve the model creation. Along with that, we can also able to use this Python for the web development applications, where we can able to develop various web related applications. We can use for the data in the data science. We can use this Python for doing any kind of data analysis. In the data analytics, it can be used there, as well as we can able to perform the scripting and as a scripting tool. It means that this Python have the diversified vast libraries, which is going to become comprehensive in nature, and having the thousands of high quality libraries and frameworks which are already existing, which can able to enable us to ensure that the things can be get done quickly and without any hurdle. It will be hasteless way we can able to create n number of things with the help of vast library which are available, which are developed for the Python. It means that if you are going to be use the Python, we can do a lot of things by writing a little bit smaller code using the Python. But if you are going to use any other programming languages, we are required to write too much to make that work to be done there. So that's why we can able to use this Python, and everyone is required to be learn the Python. It is also common wording about the Python is that Python comes with the batteries included. That means Python is such a rich, comprehensive library that we can do anything which we want to achieve to make our problem to be solved there. That's why Python comes with batteries included. It will be easy to learn, flexible, versatile, having the better productivity, and this will be going to be used by the large community, and anybody can able to make some of the contributions as a various intensive library within this particular Python and platform who can able to use by anyone. Okay, so this Python which we are going to be learn have the various features which can be used for data exploration, data analytics, and in the data science. It can be used for the data exploration and transformation. For that purpose, the Python have NumPy, one of the vast used library which we are going to be discuss. Panda to generate any of the frame. It have the some kind of Jupyter uh, framework is also available, which we can able to use intake DAS, but prominently are going to use the NumPy and Pandas, as well as for creating any kind of visualization, graph plotting, any kind of analysis of the data in the visual format. We are going to be have the library as a matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly, Woken, HoloView, and during this course of Python sessions, we are going to talk about the matplotlib, Seaborn, and Plotly. These are the much more prominent technique library which are going to be used by the developer. Also, it have the rich set of AI and machine learning libraries such as SCI, Kit-Learn, TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, AFC-Boost. So those who are interested to use this Python for AI, machine learning, deep learning, they should require to be aware of these SCI, Kit, TensorFlow, Keras kind of library. Without that, we could not able to develop our AI ML model. Along with that, if you want to perform any kind of natural language processing, there we can able to use the NLTK, GenSim, Transformer, SparseSci. So these are the other natural language related library which are available there. As well as if you want, we can use this Python for backend as well as the front-end development. So for develop any GUI, we can use the Flask. We can also able to use maybe some Steam Light. We can use the Pydantic library, as well as we can able to use the Tkinter GUI, which are used for creating the GUI. So this we are going to be discuss in detail that what are the library which are available, how those library can be used to develop our solution of a problem using the Python programming. Okay. So now it will be fully encouraging for all of us to understand that Python is why important and why it need to be learned. Okay. So now we are going to be discuss about the very basic fundamentals of Python programming. Okay. So before I should going to be start and tell you that how we can able to write a program in the Python. I request that if you those who does not have any idea of writing any program in the Python, if it is feasible for you, you can able to open any compiler, online compiler right now. I will also discuss that how we can install various compilation tool. So instead of that, better that you should able to write on the Google compiler for Python. You can do this one. And whatever any Python, any online compiler you are getting, interpreter you are getting, maybe program is maybe GDB, anyone, okay, which will be of your interest, maybe one compiler, anyone you can able to open. So now I am going to be open this say GDB online debugger, suppose anyone which you feel better. Open this one so that once I am going to discuss few of the concepts of basic programming fundamentals, we can also able to, you can also able to try side by side. Okay, before I should discuss that how the Python different development environment can be installed in our system. Okay. So let us first focus on introductory about the basics of Python. So similar to any programming languages or maybe to the natural language, Python programming have also some structure. Following that structure and guidelines, we should have to write the program. So we will discuss that what is the skeleton of a program which are written into the Python, and what are the different kind of character which are allowed, and using which we can able to create the program, as well as what is the keyword, identifier, constant, variable, type, and typecasting. So this is the fundamental discussion about the Python programming. So just like every languages, maybe natural languages, maybe any programming languages, Python have some set of character. Using that, we can able to write the program in the Python. So this character set which are available for the Python programming languages is basically some set of valid characters which is going to be recognized and used within this Python program. And this recognized valid set of character for the Python is basically consists of alphabet. That alphabet can be capital letter starting from A to Z. It can be a combination of small letter A to Z, or it can be any digit. So using that, we can able to write any characters which are going to be recognized by Python. Also, it will be include some special characters such as plus, minus, which we are saying that addition, subtraction, or even though comma, question mark. All these are some special characters which are also included into this Python, which it can able to include, as well as some sequences which is known as the escape sequence. We will see what is the meaning of different kind of sequences there. Slash n for the new line, slash tab to give a space for the tab, and this is the slash, one kind of escape character. Similarly, we have different others escape sequences. We are going to be go through one by one whenever they are going to become applicable when we are going to be write a program. As well as it is also consist of white space. It will be consist of white space, that is a blank space. I can able to make one space which you are doing, or I can make multiple space, or I even though I can able to make a tab. If you are pressing the tab in the computer keyboard, I can getting a multiple blank space at a time. So white space is also going to be recognized as one of the valid set of character, treated as a character, as well as some kind of carriage return, new line. All these are going to become a white space, which is going to become considered to be as a part of the character set. Also, there are various ASCII or Unicode character, which is also going to become part of this Python character set. Using that, we can write the different element which are going to use within the program. So let us take first one of the simple code which we can write in the Python, which is totally different than whatever we are trying to write in the other high level language such as the C, C++, Java, or any other languages. So here you can able to observe into this particular code easily that we have written one of the statement my prg.py. That is the basically written some name of the program, and that is going to be started with the hash. Okay, And again, there should be a hash. One of the character was used. Written must my first Python program to compute the sum. So any Python program, if you want to write it, and if I'm writing it in any of the file, in a file, in that case, the name of that file should be need to be start with the extension py .py. So by looking that particular file, it say that that program is basically consist of some code which are written using the Python. Okay, maybe I can write the sum.py, or I can write the display.py, because every file should have some extension where that we can able to understand, or maybe sometimes compiler can understand what type of program it is there, whether they are able to recognize that code or not. Okay, so these hash which are written here, if anything we are going to be write using the hash, this say that it is one kind of comment which are going to be ignored by the interpreter or the compiler of the Python. They are not going to be executed. After then, we have written one third statement as a print. You can see here print, and then within the closing bracket, we have written one of the syntax program to sum the two numbers, and that was written in the code, and that was closed within the bracket. And before that, we have the print. So this statement in the Python say that it should going to be display on the screen program to sum two number. Whatever the text which are written in the code, that should be displayed as it is. After that, we are going to be take one of the you can say the variable or the item a, which have assigned some value 6. So you can say a equal to 6. This is not equal to, this is one kind of assignment. 6 should be given to a, b should be given to 10, and then we wanted to perform the a plus b. Here a plus b say that we want to add a and b, and their outcome is going to be stored into the C. And then we can able to display the value which are going to be stored into the C due to the summation of a plus b, and then we can able to display the C, or we can write as a print in the bracket. It is the syntax and sum of two number in the code, and thereafter we are making a semicolon comma, and then we are writing the value which you want to display, and again the print end of the program. So now you can see this print statement have the different variations. This is how the skeleton of the program is here. So what it can does is that it will going to be take these two a and b as a fixed value and going to be display the sum. We will going to be run and show you how it will going to work. But before that, let us take few fundamentals. What is the identifier in the Python? So any name which you are going to be give to the element or the object we are using in the program is known as the identifier. So here in this case, you can see in this code we have been used the a. We have been used the, in this case we have been used the a. Here it is the b. Here it is the c. So these are the different name. Print is also one of the name which we have been used here. So this name which you are going to give to the different element within the program, that can be given to the variables, functions, class, list, method, and so on. It means that can be used to identify the different elements which are going to use into the program. And this identifier, whatever the name we are giving, that name need to be unique. That name need to be unique. Identifiers are going to be defined against a set of rules. So whatever the name we are giving, that name should be given based on some set of rules which are going to be followed within the Python program. And these identifiers are created so that we can able to give a unique name to an entity or the program element, so that that particular entity or the element can be identified during the course of execution of the program. That can be used there. So if we are going to be write that something as a sum, and we are writing sum equal to num A plus num B. So basically this sum is going to be given some of the name, given one of the, this sum is known as the identifier. It is going to be identify one of the entity within that particular program. Similarly, num A and num B. So we have been given different kind of name using some set of rules are there. So how this identifier can be given some name? It means every element which will be used, every entity that should have the name. So we have the rule for naming this identifier is a valid identifier name must have a letter. It can have the letter. That letter can be both uppercase and lowercase. I can able to use the small a to z or capital A to Z, as well as this also can be have a digit or it can be underscore. Okay. So we should going to be take the combination of lower and uppercase letters, digit 0 to 9 and underscore only. Using that, any name we can able to give to any programming element or the entity which we are going to use within the program. This rule we have to follow there. And along with that, it is necessary that the first character of any identifier must be a letter. Okay, it means that first letter of identifier must be a letter. It means if I am going to make any say number A, this is one name is given, or I can given the A. So this is going to become one of the letter A, Z, or I can write the A5. Okay. A5 together. So that can be. I can use the character and the digit. That can be possible there. But it is also necessary that if I'm giving any combination of these letters and digit as well as the underscore, so it is necessary that the first letter of any identifier should be either a letter or it should going to be start with an underscore. It means if I am writing the number A, that is valid. If I am writing the A5, that is valid. If I am writing the say 20 num, no space is required. Remember, identifier name should not contain a space. So 20 num. Now here this name which I am going to start, that is starting with the letter 2. That is not allowed. That is not valid. But if I am writing as a underscore 20 num, this name underscore, that can be allowed. So and first letter of any identifier should either underscore or maybe from the letter. As well as it is necessary that we should not going to be use any keyword which are some of the reserved word which are going to be kept, that could not be used there. Remember that Python is a case sensitive language. So whenever we are writing any variable, say name, here you can see name, NAME and capital NAME. These are the two different identifiers, or you can say that they are two different entity. Okay, space should not be allowed to any of the identifiers. So whenever we want to give any larger name for any of the identifier, that can be separated using the underscore, but cannot be, space can be allowed there. And it does not contain any character, maybe special character, semicolon or white space or anything. That should not be allowed there. And there is also one thing, that what should be the longest length of the identifier name can be. So the long length of the name to give for any programming element in the Python does not have any limitations. So identifiers are unlimited in the length in case of the Python. Okay. But if you go in case of other programming languages, it might be, you can assume that it is maybe going to be, assume that it may be going to become a C. So C have the maximum length of identifier will be up to the 31 only. But if you go to the C and C, C++, sorry, C++ and the Java, they should also have the unlimited length of the name. Same case here in case of the Python. So remember that while we are choosing the any name as a identifier, that need to be follow the above set of rule, and we should give the name in such a way that the name should be meaningful for the identifier, which should make a sense, and easily it will going to be depicts the purpose of that particular name or the logic. So that way we should going to be give the meaningful name under this concept. So let us take a few example. You can see here we have some identifier. You can see here fifth player, fifth player. So now it is starting with the number. That is not allowed. It is going to be allowed with the alphabet A to Z, or it can be start with the underscore, the first letter underscore. But it is starting with the number, so this will not be valid. If you want to make to be valid, either I can write as a player 5, or I can write any other way player, and we could write here as a underscore 5. That can be allowed. Or even though I can write underscore 5 underscore player, or I can write underscore player underscore 5th. That can be allowed. That means any identifier should going to be start either with the character, or it should going to be start with the underscore. Similarly, you can see here one of the identifier name is given as a X in the quote, double quote it is given there. So will this allowed? As per the rule, it should not going to be start with the other than underscore or the character. So this is special character is coming there. So this is also not a letter or the underscore. This is invalid. Similarly, if I'm going to be write the order dash number, remember this is not the underscore, order dash number. So dash is not allowed. So this is also not going to be valid identifier. Okay. But if you want to change this one, this is going to be as a order underscore number. So this identifier is going to become valid. Similarly, we can able to use the true as a name for some programming entity. So that is also not going to be allowed, because true is one kind of reserved words are there in the Python. So this is not allowed. But if you can able to write as a small true, that can be allowed, or underscore true, that can be allowed, or true type, that can be allowed. Similarly, you can see here another type of variable which are identifier name is given as a count space value. Space is there. This space is not allowed. Okay, white space is not allowed in the name. So this is not correct because space, white space or blank is not permitted. So this can be written as a count underscore value, that will be permissible. Similarly, underscore positive num is valid. Game 20 is valid. FDP underscore 2026 valid. FDP 2026 valid. But if you are going to be write it as a 2026 FDP, that is not going to become valid. This is totally invalid. So names are, remember that they are case sensitive and cannot start with the number, and they must contain a letter, number and underscore only, and no identifier name should going to be start with the digit. So now you can see these are the valid, some of the names are hello, small hello. This, remember, this capital H hello, small h hello is two different identifier, different, they are not same. Underscore hey, underscore 2, that is valid. Hello underscore 2 valid. Hello HELL, L and small l and capital L, that is also valid. Okay. So along with that, we have some reserved words in the Python, that is known as the keyword. So Python have total 36 reserved keyword which have the special meaning in the Python languages, which user cannot use them for their some intended purpose within the program, just like A, B, C or any other kind of name you are going to use there. Also the true false input print which you have been seen in the print statement, that is also not valid. So this is going to be show you some of the list. This is the some reserved list which is going to become 36 reserved keyword which you could not able to use to give some name for any programming element. Now we have also some terminology which are going to use into the Python. That was the token. So token is basically individual unit in a program, individual element in the program, which is known as a token. Tokens can be keyword, identifier, literal, operator, and punctuator. Okay, that is the smallest part within a program. Literals is basically constant. So there are some data item. If they are constant, they should have the fixed value. So we have several kind of literals. It means constant within the Python program. We can have the string as a literal. Numeric numbers can be literal. Boolean can be literal. There should be some collection of items that can be work as a constant. Or also we have the special literal, which is basically known as the none. This none is known as the capital N, small n. Okay. This none is going to be used to indicate sometimes that particular identifier has not been created, so it does not have any some value sometimes which we could not able to assign. In that case, we can create some of the identifier as a none. So we will discuss about this none. So if you are going to see here some underscore value that has been given one of the constant as a none. This none has been assigned. So now some underscore value has not yet created because the value of some underscore value is not known. So that we'll talk later on in more detail. But you remember that none is going to become one special kind of literal. So we have some of the literals. If you are going to write a literal constant in the string, so that can be written in the two way. It can be consist of any number of consecutive character which need to be enclosed into the single or double quote. So if you are going to be write here, I just say hello. Okay, if I'm going to be make in the single quote, so this is going to become one of the string literal string constant, or I can write into the hello or in the double quote. That is also going to be allowed to be a string literals or sometimes in the triple quote. Okay, that can be written as a triple dash. In this case, whatever written, that is also known as the string constant. Okay. We have also some escape sequence are there, such as slash, and this is going to be given as a double quote. Here, this will be given as a single quote, slash single quote, double slash, it is given the back slash. Okay. So also we have the slash v slash t means type, horizontal type, vertical type. So different kind of escape sequence are there. If you are going to use these sequences, in that case, they are going to be considered to be special, and they are going to be sometimes going to be ignored, and they have the some special meaning and the purpose in the programming. So if you are going to be write a string literals in the Python, we have the two way. One is that we can write the string literals as a single line string. If you are going to write a single line string, it means we are going to be write in a maybe double quote or the single quote. Okay, some set of line. Hello, welcome to FDP of Python. Some and the double quote. So this I can write in a single line, but put into the double quote or the single quote. So that should be allowed to be one of the string constant. Sometimes it is also possible that particular text can be spread across the multiple lines. In that case, but that will be treated as a single string. In that case, that we can write using two approach. One is that by typing the text in the triple quotation mark, or we can able to add some backslash at the end of normal single line code or in the double quote. So now here you can see one of the example of multi line string using the triple quotation marks. You can see here multi-line string. Assigning this one, I am writing as a this is the first line, this is the second line, and this is the third line. But this is going to become a single string. But I am writing as a in a multiple line. So for that we are required to use the single quote. It means this is a triple quote 1, this is a 2, this is the 3, and this is going to become second and third. So now this is going to be treated as a single string because this is spreading across the screen is visible to all of you. Yes. The slides are visible. Okay, fine. Might be your internet is slow. If you are facing any kind of audio or video streaming issue, you can able to just drop the message. Okay. So now hope it will be visible. Fine. So this is the one way by which we can write a multi-line string constant. Second option which we can go is about adding the backslash at the end of normal single quote. It means suppose here this text is written. So what we can do, we can write text, okay, assigning some value. This is one way. Again, it is not visible. Is it visible slide? So better you can able to once again relogin. Okay, fine. Okay, so this text, and I want to write hello, welcome at MNIT. Okay, FDP on Python by EICT Academy. Okay. Now this is basically a single string we want to write basically. Hello, welcome at MNIT FDP on Python by EICT Academy. But we want to write sometimes, maybe it will be the lengthy, so we want to spread this one in a multiple lines. In that case, we can able to write this by using the in one of the quote. What you can do that we can able to use the double quote as usual quote, and after the first line is going to become over. Okay, we should going to be use here the backslash. Okay, backslash, and then we can able to start the second line. We can start the second line. We can start the second line, and then after then we can able to after the second line has been over, we want to continue to the next line. We can able to again use the backslash, and at the last line we does not want to go to the another line. So now we can able to close this into the double quote or maybe in the single quote. So this is going to become another way of writing the multi-line string that can be happen there. Okay, that can be possible here. So this is the way we can write the string literals. Fine. We will take this also the example when we are going to be demonstrate that one. So now next look at that how and what is the variable, how they can able to declare here. So variable is basically denote a memory location in the Python programming. So where that value are going to be stored in the memory is going to be represented by the variable. So if everything which are going to be write as a program and going to be executed, all those data should going to be stored into the memory. So we does not going to be write exactly the name of the or address of that location. Instead of that, we are referring that particular memory via the programming element, which we are saying that identifier. That identifier has been going to be known as the variable. Why it is a variable? Because variable is one kind of identifier which can represent some of the memory location, and the value of that which are going to be stored into that memory location are going to become vary. That's why it is known as the variable. So ultimately, in terms of the programming concept, it is going to become denote some kind of memory location. So whenever suppose I'm going to make as a, suppose this a I have taken one identifier variable, and this variable I'm going to be assigned some value set 10. So in terms of the compiler or interpreter, when they are going to execute, they are going to be make this 10 to be stored somewhere in the memory. So location we should not able to know. So it represents basically we have one of the memory location having some kind of address, maybe say 10,000. And this memory, instead of referring by this address, we are referring it by the name A. So this is the name for this location, but in reality this location is referred because it is a memory location. So it will always going to be referred by the address, which is going to become into the hexadecimal and maybe up to the 64 byte of address. 64 byte characters can going to be used there, maybe up to the 16 in the hexadecimal. So that address are going to come there. And within this memory location, some value are going to be stored. This is basically known as the value. So this is the value. This is a variable, which is going to become variable, and this is going to become the address. Because this value within this location, it means that value of the variable a is going to be keep on changing. Today 10, maybe this is going to become sometimes 20, or this is going to become maybe 0. That's why this is known as the variable. It means it is a special kind of identifier which are used to represent some data item or the value of that particular item, and whose value are going to be keep on changing within the program during its execution. Okay. So if you are going to be create any variable in the other programming languages, we are basically required to be specify explicitly what type of value it can able to store there. But in case of Python, variable does not require to be declared explicitly that where the value is going to be stored, what are the address are going to store, and or what kind of value they are going to be take place. Instead of that, if you are going to be create any variable in the Python, we simply have to take, maybe suppose we are taking the sum or maybe temp. Okay. So temp, if I'm going to give here some value say 10. So temp is going to become one kind of variable which can able to store some value. Now the type of value which it can store is saying that it is a 10 means integer. Or if I'm going to make that sum, and sum is going to become a 30.6. So this shows that this sum is one of the memory location. It is referred by the name sum, having obviously address. So they have some addresses, maybe 2000, and they can able to store the value as a 30.6. So now the nature of this variable that it can take any kind of floating value, decimal value. Or if I'm going to be write as a name and going to be assign here some name as Syam. It is a text, it need to be a constant, is literal, so I am given in the single or double quote. So now this name is going to become a memory location. Here the value is going to become a string as a Syam. So now the nature you can see here. This temp is going to become an integer value they can store. Some can take a decimal value. and name can take a string. Okay. So when we are going to be initialize the variable in the Python, automatically interpreter is going to be do the declaration process. So in case of Python, we does not to declare the variable first and then we can able to use it. Here, declaration and initialization both are going to take place simultaneously, and the type of value it can store will going to be reflected through the value they are going to be stored there. Okay. So how the value can be assigned to a variable? The question is going to come, how I can assign the value to a variable? So there should be a page that we should going to be take a variable name. This variable is what? It is one kind of identifier which can store the value and which is going to become one kind of programming element which are used within the program. So variable, that is the name of variable, equal to expression. So here this equal to is not basically equality in the math. It is basically known as the assignment operator. What is say that whatever the value which are given on the right of this operator, assignment operator, this is known as the right hand side. This is known as the left hand side of this particular operator. So right hand side, whatever the expressions are there, that are going to be stored into the left hand side identifier which are given there. Okay, this is going to be stored here. So it means that whatever the value of the object which are available on the right hand side, they are going to be evaluated and sometimes they can be given on the left side. Okay. So sometimes this equality which are assignment which are going to use, suppose a equal to 20, or I can write a plus b, c equal to a plus b. So now you can see this is equal to, this is assignment operator, and on the right hand side we have one kind of expression a plus b. It means take the value of a, take the value of b, do the computation of this expression 10 plus 20, and then whatever the resultant is coming, that should be stored into the C. So initially we have in the system A, we have the system B in the memory having 20, having 10, and in case of C, somewhere C is stored there, address can be different place. Now after doing the addition of 20 plus 10, 10, they are going to be stored into the C. So here this value should going to become 30. And it is also all these three locations are different. This address 100, it can be at 500, it can be at maybe 200. That can be happen there. So what type of value it can store, where they are going to be stored, that will be decided by the our compiler or interpreter. Okay. And also you can see that on the right hand side, this is known as the R value. R value. In programming term, this is known as the R value or L value. R value or L value. It means some value which is on R side, some value which are on the L value. Okay. That is the terminology which are going to use. So now you can see here, we are declaring one of the variable as a name, which are going to be Mohan. Okay. In the double quote. Now this Mohan is one kind of literal. It is a constant, string constant, right? Amount. It is a valid identifier, valid name. So variable name should be given by using the rule of the identifier, because identifier is some name which are given to the programming element. Okay, and variable is one kind of identifier whose value can able to change it. So 100.50 value 20, I can write a underscore symbol equal to x, that is valid. So now here x is basically one kind of, it is one character, not it is a string, it is a single character. Okay, sum a plus b, so sum is going to become one variable name. A and b is also some expression, as well as a is also a variable, b is also a variable. Okay. During the execution of the program, its value can able to keep on changing. Okay. This is the how variable can be declared and assigned. Now, if we want to assign multiple names at the same time. Multiple name, it means multiple value or multiple name at the same time. So what we can do, you can see how we can do x comma y equal to 2 comma 3. It means either I can write x equal to 2 or I can write y equal to 3. That is perfectly okay. X is created, variable y is created, giving x the value 2, y given the 3. But same thing I want to do in a single statement, so that we can also able to do x comma y equal to 2 comma 3. In that case, the first value on the right hand side will be assigned to the leftmost variable x. Second value in the order go to the next y. If we are going to display the value of x using the print, print is the statement through that we can display. So print what we want to display, value of variable x. What we want to display, print in the code type y, value of y should be printed. Now if I'm going to be write this y in the code, maybe single or double quote, then what outcome we can able to get it? Can you type on your chat print and I will written as a y in the single quote or double quote, right? Correct. See, it means this whatever I'm giving inside the single or double quote, it means that that will be considered as a constant, as a literal, not as a variable. Okay, so that meaning is going to be changed. Similarly, you can see what is the benefit of here is that x comma y equal to y comma x. If suppose after this we are going to write this kind of statement, so this is also going to be do one kind of swapping, that whatever the value of y is there, they should going to be assigned to the x, and whatever the value of x, they are going to be assigned to the second one. Okay. But the value of y and x will not going to be changed before this assignment are going to take place. Okay, after the operation is going to be complete, then this y-axis is going to be changed there. Okay, or sometimes we can also able to make as a chain assignment. Here you can see a equal to b equal to x equal to 2. What is say that it will going to be take place from the right to left. It means it is saying that 2 should be assigned to the x, and this will say that x should be assigned to the b. Okay, and this b say that this say that b should be assigned to a. It means this is going to have the similar output as a doing this a equal to 2, b equal to 2, x equal to 2. So this meaning is same as doing this chain assignment. So sometimes one kind of short notation we can use in case we want to assign multiple values or multiple variable we want to declare and initialize with the value, that can be possible there. Okay, but sometimes if you want to access any of the value which is not going to become available. So now let us take right now I'm taking online compiler. Hope this is available. Now here you can see removing this one. So now it is given here, we'll discuss soon. This we can see we are getting the hello world, right? This is knowing the hello world. Okay, or here if you can write, suppose here we are going to be write as a equal to 3, okay, b equal to 10, okay, and then we are going to be write a c equal to a plus b, and then I can able to make print sum is, okay, that we did it, and then we are writing the print value c. Now you can see if you are going to be run this one, you can run this one. Now you can see this is some error. We'll talk about this one. Now this problem has been resolved. Now here you can see first print is hello world, then a we have the 3, b assigned 10, and c should be a plus b. So now this is going to become doing the sum is, and sum is 10 plus 3 is 13. Okay. Now let us see one thing. If suppose I am going to be write say y, say I am trying to print, display something, say I want to make the y, suppose, and I am going to be SQ. Now you can see what error we are going to get it, print y. It is a indentation. First I remove this one. Now you can see what it is coming. Check here. What is coming? Hello, what is fine? A is 3 assigned correct. B assigned 10 is correct. C is going to store the summation of A plus B is perfectly okay. And then we are going to display the C. That is okay. But after then I return the print Y. Okay. Is there this kind of identifier is available in this program anywhere? You can see is available. It means this Y is nowhere exists. Nowhere it was declared, you can say. Okay. So this is going to be give you one error, that name error. You can see here name error. Y is not defined. It means this identifier is not defined. So that kind of error we can able to observe in case we are trying to access any name, you can say the variable, or you can say any identifier which does not exist into the program before that. Okay. So accessing a name before it has been properly created. How any variable is going to be created? Anyone? We can create any variable, say y, by assigning some value, say 20, it's okay. Or I can make y to be, we does not know what value should be assigned. I can make this to be as a none. None is a special constant, I told you. I can also write this none. Okay, now in that case, we should not able to get the error that name is not defined. So once we are going to make a y to be defined by making this kind of declaration, then we can able to get no error. Okay, and also you can able to check it because now this name is existing. So if you want to access any name which does not exist, in that case we will get an error. Okay, but if you are going to make this y to be assigned some value, even though I can make a hello, okay, now this is not going to create any problem. This I am taking now, this you can see. Now let us tell me why I am getting this error even though y has been declared. Tell me here. Okay, I made the y and displaying the y. Print capital Y. Now I am getting the name Y is not defined. Why it is so? As I told you that Python is a case sensitive. So small y and capital Y both is going to become different identifier, not the same. Okay. So that's why this error is coming. But if I can able to write this either this small y as a capital or capital Y as a small, in that case this problem is going to be resolved because both are referring to the same. Now you can see here we are observing to be as a correct. Okay, so that what error we can able to observe in case we are trying to access any name which does not exist. Okay, they are going to be raised the error. Fine. Now let us talk one important aspect regarding the variable. As I told you that a variable is going to be refer the memory location where some value are going to store, and that identifier's value may going to be changed, so that is going to become variable. So variable is what it, there should be some memory, and basically we are trying to associate some name to the programming object which are going to use into the memory, and that programming object is nothing but they are going to be refer some of the location within the memory. So assignment operator, when we are going to use, we are basically trying to find the object with some value and the memory location. So as soon as we are going to be create a variable, maybe any variable, you can say a, and as soon as we are going to be create a variable, how a variable can be created? Can I write a only? So this can be create, this statement can create a variable simply by writing a, or I can write maybe some name. Can it create? You can type. If I'm writing b, now the b is going to become a variable. It can be called a variable. In Python, we could not able to call the variable. We will get an error. If you want to check, I will show you. Any variables are going to be created when we are going to be assign some value to this one. It means declaration and creation both are going to take place via this kind of statement, variable name, and there should be some assignment operator in Python. But the same thing if you are going to use in the C++, C, Java, we are required to first define that variable. Generally, we are defining how we are using some kind of data type, then the variable name. Okay, and after then we are going to be assigned the value. So this is the simplicity and easiness of variable declaration in the Python. So when we are going to be do this kind of association with some value, it means through the assignment operator, we are binding to this particular object A some value as well as the memory location. So this say that this A should be given some space into the memory and that value are going to be assigned. So assume we are taking some variable pay. Okay? Payment is important, that is necessary. So we are going to be say that pay is a variable. As soon as we are declaring the pay to be 35,000. Immediately they are going to be bind this pay. This is the variable. They are going to be binded, associated with the value. Value is the 35,000, and they are going to be bind with the location. So it means if it is a memory, you can see within this memory, it have some addresses starting from starting initial location to the end of the location. So it is going to be referred to some of the memory location in the memory, and that is going to be associated some name pay. So memory location is associated. If I'm going to be make a city Jodhpur, okay, so they are going to be, it means that there should be some memory location, and within the memory location, this Jodhpur is going to be stored. So some kind of binding of this city programming element are going to be take place. Binding will be happened with the memory location and with the value. Similarly, I can write a CGPA, that can be happen the CGPA. So instead of referring this memory locations, if I can know the location, I can simply do the print and write that location. I can also get the value, but location will be difficult to know that one. In that case, it will be difficult. This is the problem. Okay. So now it means when binding to variable can change during the execution. Now you can see यहाँ पे हम what we did here, that we have been did the binding of the variable with the value and the location. But these bindings may be location and value may going to be keep on changing during the course of execution. How it is going to be take place? Suppose we are going to make a CPA 9.867. So what we are expecting? Do you think this CGPA is going to be stored here in the 8 point in place of 8.56? Can it happen? So here in the Python, it is not so. Instead of that, CGPA is another location are going to be created, and they have been given the name as a CGPA, and their value are going to become different. Now you can see this is happening taking place in the memory. But if it was C, C++, Java, in that case 9.867 is stored at the place of 8.56, but it is not case in case of the Python. Okay. So we will take this example and show you why it is happening there. So now we can see that multiple assignment we can do. We can assign the multiple value where if we are doing this one, it means X is going to be bind with 20, Y is going to bind to the 30. And in that case, this is going to be take place. Okay, so evaluation of multiple assignment statement can take place, okay, from right and then going to be assigned to this one. Okay, this is how this is going to take place. So in this case, 20 are going to assign to the X, 30 to be the Y, and then in this case, what will happen? Y plus 1, it means right hand side, first the expression are going to be evaluated before any binding are going to take place. We will talk, we could not able to retrieve, okay, here we can able to retrieve the old value of CPA. Say, if you are doing into this case, there is one query. In that case, you can see if I'm going to be print here, print PGPA, I can get the value 8.56. If I'm printing after this one CPA, I can get the value of 9.867. In this case, it is going to be take place. Okay, why it is going to be happen? I will just show you with the demonstration and tell you the reason why and how it is going to take place. So, but let us take first this one. So in this case, X Y plus 1, okay, Y plus 1. This is the expression X plus 1. So first these value are going to be evaluated 21, 31, and after then this binding are going to take place. Now this X is going to be assigned. This is going to be assigned. This is going to be assigned to the X 21, and Y will be going to be assigned to the 31. So now the binding which are going to take place in the memory location is somewhere X, somewhere Y, and they are going to make as a 21, they are going to make as a 31. That's what is going to take place. Now, if you want to display the result and taking some input from the user, so we have some functions are available. In the Python, we have the print statement, which is one of the most useful way to get the information from the user. Okay, so Python 3 uses the input to read the input from the user, and in that case, we are able to get the outcome as a string. So that is going to be take place as a string. Yes, this is wrong. 21 and this X is going to become, no, this is 31. X is going to become, sorry, this is 31, change this one. Y was 30, so this will be 31, and X was 20, so this is going to become 21. This is correct. You are correct. Okay, so we can able to read the input from the user. So through the print, we can able to display. Okay, we can use the print age. We can get a age to be displayed. If we can able to print X, and suppose X is going to become 20, we can get the X to be displayed as a 20. Okay, if it is not a literal constant, we can get the 20. But if you are going to be write instead of X, say 20, I can get the 20 itself, not an issue. So this input is one kind of function, or you can say the method or operation, which will take some input as an argument, and that input is going to become as a string, and then they are going to be print. Okay, so you can see here age. Okay, I can write a equal to input, right? and I can able to write simply this way, right? So what will happen? This input is going to be asked for some value. Once you are going to be enter some value, then this is going to be stored into the A, and then this A is going to get that value. But input, what kind of we want to enter, that is not clear. So this has the better format for this input function is that I can write input or enter value for A. Okay. In that case, what will happen if you are going to be run this code? So they are going to first display enter value for A, and then your cursor is going to wait here. As soon as you are going to be enter say 20, then this is going to be come out of this, and then if I can able to print here, suppose after then I am printing A, then I'll get here the value to be as a 20. That what is going to be take place. Okay. Now if you want to check that this input which has been taken here, what type of value it is giving to the A. So always remember that this input is going to be take argument as a string, and input is going to be give a string to the variable A. It means whatever this A is coming or 20 is coming, that will be coming not as a integer or float, it is coming as a string. Okay. So if you want to check what should be the type of data it is there, we can able to use a type statement. I will show you this example. You move क्यों नहीं कर रहे? Okay. Okay, so this is how we can able to make it. Okay. So, but before that, let us take Python program is a sequence of definition and statement. Generally, this command, it means whatever the statements are there, they are trying to manipulate the object, and each object is going to be associated with some type. Type is nothing, but it is going to become a set of value. Along with that, it is also going to be assigned that what type of operations we can able to perform over these values. In case I'm going to take some string, if I'm taking any name, suppose I'm writing here the name, and I'm taking this object as a value hello, or I'm taking some value as a equal to 20.5, or B I'm taking as a 0. In that case, by doing this name, we are basically creating one of the object. With this object, we are associating some set of values and some probable operation over these values. If I want to make this name to be divided by 5, and suppose I am writing the x, can we do this one? Generally, string cannot be divided by a number. So this kind of division cannot be allowed. So it means that every type of object which you are going to create, based on what type of value it can be stored, there should be some associated operation which are going to be allowed there. Similarly, expression is going to become one kind of operation, which is nothing but the combination of object and various operator a plus b, a minus b. These are the some kind of object and the operator. And also Python is known as the dynamically typed programming language. It means we does not require to be declare the data type of the variable. Based on the value which we are assigning to the variable, the type of that particular variables are going to be assumed. It means the data type are going to be assumed implicitly. That's why it is known as the dynamically typed programming languages. So whenever we are doing this assignment, the binding are going to be take place, means name and the memory address are going to be associated. Name of the Python do not have intrinsic type, but object have the type. We can able to create a name first time when it is going to be appear on the left side of an assignment expression. That can also, that is a one way of doing the creation of the variable or the object. So this you can see the basic data type which are available there. Integer, float, it means z is going to become one kind of integer. Even though I can make a 5 divided by 2, they are going to take one kind of float. It means 5 and 2 is going to become integer. This is the float. And any string which you want to create to be used into the single or double quote, and that in case of the Python, they can able to comparable as using the equal to operator. Okay, but before that, let us take a few example. But for that, I'm going to be use one of the Jupyter notebook, and I will discuss that how this code we can able to create here, and how this Jupyter can be used to create a program. So I'll just give you the two demo, and thereafter I'm going to be take a 10-minute of break, and thereafter we are going to be continue the different type of compiler or the software we are going to be installed in our system to write the code. Okay, so here we can, I'm just taking one example to show you. Now here you can see this is some code is there. Print in the single quote and double quote, it was written there, and you can able to, if you are going to be run this one, you can see here you are getting that Python programming. Welcome to ICT Jaipur. That was happened. Now this is the first program for calculation. A is 20, B is 20, sum A plus B, print. Okay, we want to display sum. Okay. So we can also write here print, and we can write as a maybe double quote sum, and then we can able to make a comma, and after then I can write a sum to be displayed. And here if I want to write one of the string constant, I can do in this way also. You can see here, this is the one way. And other way of display, what I want is that you can see here in this code, what is happening here, sum bracket opening and comma, I want to display adjective. After then I want to display the value of A. After then I want to display the comma. So that what I did into this using the single quote, then comma, the value of this variable, and then into the single quote, closing bracket and equal to, and then comma sum. So if you are going to be execute this one, now you can see sum 30 we are getting from here, and in this print statement we have been explicitly mentioned that what way the output are going to be displayed. First sum bracket close, then the variable A, value of A, then variable value of B, and then the sum are going to happen. So that way this can be displayed there. Okay. So as you seen that print statement can be used to display the value, different values, and also some of the string constant. Those are going to be separated by this comma. So that can be used there. Now here you can see this is the other way. Now in this case you can see we are using a new line character. So here if I'm going to be write this code, here you can see In this case, what we are doing? Taking the x to be 30, y to be 40, and then we are printing the value of x and y. Okay. Now we are getting here. That's what we are getting in this case. Second way that I want to display that value of x should become in a new line. Okay. And the value of y should be come to the another line. Okay. So that we can do by using the new line escape character. You can see here /n has been used in the single quote. So what will happen that value of x and the variable x will be displayed. Thereafter, our control will go to the new line. Okay, that's why it is coming. You can see the value of x here, and then this is going to come as a value of x has been came here. Okay, then value of y has been came here. That's what we are getting here. Second case, you can see instead of that, we wanted that. Okay, y should be displayed equal to y to be as a new line. You can see how it has been displayed. So that's how the print you can use in the different way. Okay. Now, as I am talking about the input statement, you can observe here name input, enter your name, please. Age, you should enter your age. Okay. And then what we did is that instead of that, I'm going to be display the name and age separately. So I can write the print my name. Okay, fine. That is going to be happen. Remember this syntax. And second, I want to display the age. So for that, you can display the print. Double quote, you can use it. Not an issue. But in that case, we have to use here double quote. Single and double quote string constant I can able to display. Now you can see. And after then I want to display some space. So I can do print. Instead of using any new text, I can write a new line. One time I'm given /n. One space can become. If I want to make two new line space, I can use the /n. Okay. Now you can see what output you can able to get. If I want to execute this one, we should going to be get here. Now, in this case, input, enter your name, please. If we are not going to use a string inside this input, then this message will never going to display. So now here I can write my name. My name is Ram. Enter. Input your age. I can write the age to be as a 25. After that, you can see my name is Ram. Okay, that is going to display, and here this I want to remove basically. Now you can see one thing again. Hello 20. Okay, now you can see here what output you are getting. My name is hello, my age is 20, right? Now here you can see in the second print statement, now there should be spaces there, or there is space. Now you can see here my name is name. Okay, now my age is equal to age plus 10. What it is supposed to do, this statement, this expression, what it does, or assume I can write new age, suppose code, and I'm going to make my age to be increased with the 10. I can writing a separate statement, not an issue. Okay. Instead of that, we are writing here age, sorry, new age. Okay. It means that what we are doing, we are reading the age from the user, and then we are going to be ultimately what we did, we have been added some 10 to this age, and that we want to display here. And what we got some error. Okay. Why this error we are getting there? It means that input is going to be returned the type of data as a string, and with the string we could not able to add 10. So that kind of operation will not be allowed. That's why we are getting this kind of error. But in case we are just displaying the age separately, without doing any computations, we can able to get the age to be as a 20. So meaning that by default input is going to be take the value as a string and going to be returned as a string, and string cannot be added as a addition operation. That's why we are getting this error. It means input function always return a string. Okay. So now let us check it. One thing I should add here. Now let us take type I told you. Now you can see. One type I told you. Now I can write a equal to 20. Okay. And I want to display what should be type. Type of a. Type a. What type of value it can store there? Okay. What should going to be happen there? Even though I want, I can display this one as a print. Now you can see what is saying int. It means a is going to become of int type. Okay. If I can write the same thing into the print in the print statement, print type a. It means I want to know what type of variable it is there or what type of value it can store. You can see type a means class int. It means this is going to become a object of group class int. Similarly, if I'm going to be type this as a b equal to hello, and I want to make it to be print type b. Now you can observe what we are getting. We are getting to be it is of string. If I can make here say x equal to input, okay, input quotation give value of x, okay, and thereafter I want to display the print x, and also I want to know what type of value it can store. It means what is the type, data type for this one, typ type x. Okay, now you can observe what return type for the input. You can see here I am giving this x to be 300. Enter. What we are getting 300. This is doing the print to be 300, and the type of x which are coming, it is saying that it is a string class. It means that this will going to be input are going to return the value in the form of string. That's why this addition a plus 10 could not going to be possible there. Now other important concept I'm going to let you know before we should take a break, tea break. Let us assume that we have been taken the CGPA, right? To take the CGPA, and from that CGPA we want to show you that what should be the address, so that for that purpose the say CGPA is 20, right? And now we can able to print type CGPA, okay. And also we can able to do it, okay, print CGPA, and again we are going to be make a CGPA to be made from 39.235, and then I'm going to be display the type and the value of print. Now you can see what output you can get it, and I'm going to be separate this one as a /n to get some space, some new line space to distinguish this one, this outcome. Now you can observe the output. There is some syntax type. Okay. Now here you can see what error we got. It is saying that name type is not defined. type. Okay, that is not correct function. type. Now we can run it. Now you can see here what we are getting. For the CGPA, we are getting the type to be as an integer. Value is 20. For the type CGPA 39.20, we are getting it to be as a float, right? Now here I want to display the address of memory location. We can able to get it by using the id function in the Python, id, and writing the name of variable CGPA. Now you can see, right, for this case. And here I can write also the address of this CGPA. Now you can observe what we are getting. ID CGPA. This is not the type. This need to be print basically, right? Print. Okay. This need to be. We want to print this. Print. And we are using the ID. ID is going to be take the address of CGPA variable and that value you want to display. Now you can observe here. What is coming here? See, CGPA is 20. Okay. Its address is coming to be, you can observe what we are getting here, 5376. When the CGPA was changed to 39.234, now you can see we are getting the 160. You can observe this difference. This shows that when the value of a variable is going to be changed, the memory locations are going to be assigned separately. It means both are going to become a separate object. But suppose I am going to take this as a CGPA, and again I am going to make this value to be as a 20, same value. And then if I am going to be display the address of this one, now you can see what we can observe here. Now you can see what is happening. In case of the third print ID CGPA, when the value was 20, its address, see, third CGPA which 20 was assigned and the first which was assigned, both have the same. It means in case we have multiple variable having the same values, all are going to be referred to the same memory location. Okay. It means that what we have basically different value, a equal to 20, b equal to 20, c equal to 30, and x maybe x is going to become 10. So in that case, in the memory, there should be only one location are going to be assigned. They have the 20 value. They should be a should be going to be referred to the same. And even though I can make us x to be 20, they are going to be referred to the same memory location. As soon as the value are going to change, then c should going to refer to the 30. As soon as I am taking say name to be going to become 20, now the name is also going to be referred to the same memory location. It means binding are going to be happen with the same address, same value, when the variable have the same name. That's how the memory allocation are going to be optimized by the Python inherently. Okay, that's why I shown you during the telling that variable and how they are going to store into the memory. Both are shown at the two different memory location. Okay? That's why it was shown there. This was. So that's why it is going to be happen. This is the how basically your Python is going to be behave. Okay. Okay. So if you want to retrieve CGPA, I can get the different value. It is going to be work. Okay. But meaning that CGPA 8.56, CGPA 9.86. How we can distinguish that which CGPA we are talking about, because both have the same name. So this will be difficult to get the old value through the CGPA or through the CGPA of the current value. But this is the way how the value are going to store into the memory location in case of the Python. Okay. Fine. So now we will going to be take 10 minutes of break, and thereafter we can able to continue another concept, and also we are going to check that what are the different available software tools and library or some kind of Python development environment, and how we can able to install in our system to make our program to be executed. Okay. So we are going to be come back after a break of 10 minutes. Okay. And by that time, if you have any query, you can able to get ready with that, and I can take your different queries before I can start the next session.